Now, I'm not saying that the police definitely framed these protesters. For months now, there have been protests at the planned site of a mega police training center that everybody's calling Cop City. The police killed one of the protesters back in January, shooting him 13 times because they say he fired on them first. And just look at that kid with his tie-dye shirt and warm smile. That's a I'm gonna shoot a cop kind of guy. So this past Sunday, a group of masked people descended on Cop City, set fire to construction equipment, and threw rocks and very small fireworks at the police. According to the New York Times, the police did not try to stop the riot. They just kind of watched until the rioters were done and had dispersed, and then descended on the protesters. And for some reason, I'm reminded of how the FBI found that far-right extremists had framed Black Lives Matter protesters by inciting violence and property damage, and also how those same far-right groups have a not insignificant presence in law enforcement agencies. It seems like the police have this thing that they do where they put on masks and pretend to be protesters to destroy things and gently attack their fellow police officers, so they can have an excuse to beat up and arrest people who are just trying to save a forest or stop people of color from being murdered by the cops. That's what it seems like, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy who thinks there should be accountability for police violence and abuses of power, and that being a right-wing extremist should disqualify you from being in law enforcement.